he said, I think he wants me to send me his finger.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
He said to me on the phone.
Welcome to Tokyo, the city that offers a uniquely different take on the modern megalopolis.
Lines of girls here.
It's a girls' bar.
Every single one of these is a bar.
Yep.
Oh my god, there's hundreds. I got shouted at by a very angry train man. Because I got the wrong ticket.
This is where they say tradition meets innovation, and the future is supposed to unfold in front of your eyes. My room is on fire. The bath is overflowing.
Smiling at me. I'll keep going. What else have we got?
There's a dead body on the bed. Oh, she's not first.
Tokyo has a global reputation for music, film, and anime, and the city is also a magnet for those desperate to make their mark on the world stage.
So they're going, are you sure this cross-dressing thing is the way to do this? They love the crazy and the wacky, because when things are outside those rule sets, it gives them an opportunity to go, ah!
But hiding in plain sight are darker elements and a side to the city you might not even know exists.
ヤクザになりたくてなったわけではないということです。自分の存在を必要とされていたところがヤクザという社会でした。
Is sex work illegal here?
There are so many whole houses and services like that, totally illegal.
And of course, that's the stuff we're really here for.
Can I ask, have you ever had to kill anybody? That's really cute.
Have you done any prep or anything for coming to Japan? Learn anything about sort of customs and how to behave?
I heard a really long time ago, about 10 years ago, that it's rude to turn your back on someone.
Okay.
I haven't actually followed that up.
That guy there.
God damn it. I'm not sure. But apparently it's like if you're leaving a room and you're saying goodbye to someone, you sort of have to back out. But it's like how you get told something when you're little and just like believe it.
Everyone just sort of backing away from each other.
Everyone's walking backwards.
To try and get out.
I don't know if that's true, but
It seems like a kind of respect.
yeah.
Big thing, isn't it?
Japan is oozing with ancient mythology and deep-rooted cultural practices. And top of the list when it comes to myth-busting has to be the Yakuza, one of the most influential yet mystifying criminal gangs in the world. The Yakuza is said to be 300 years old and known for their strict code, barbaric rituals, and involvement in a plethora of illegal activities. It's the Japanese equivalent of the mafia, still active today and still very much feared by the public.
All right, well, we are coming to see a gentleman named Mr. Hashimoto, who is a former member of the Yakuza, and quite a high up member of the Yakuza. He no longer participates, as far as we know. I'm very nervous about saying Yakuza loudly in public. And I don't know why no one's said that's a bad thing to do, but for some reason, it's like being in Naples and shouting mafia really loudly. Like, I feel like it's just not a smart move.
Are you feeling like beating in nerves or anything?
The only thing that I'm really aware of is things like manners, because there's such a huge culture of that here, and I don't want. And there may be things that I do which are really rude without me actually knowing that, and that's what I'm more worried about that than I am about the mafia thing. Mainly, it's just because I'm a chronic people pleaser. So yeah, I think that's more what I'm hyper aware of, rather than being like, is he gonna chop off my finger? Because he won't.
Our Yakuza host, Mr. Hashimoto, has chosen the venue, a private room at the back of a fancy Japanese restaurant. We've hired a translator, Masi, to help out with the interview.
Do you cheers here?
Yes, we
Do
do.
you cheers, yeah? What do you say?
Kanpai.
Kanpai.
Kanpai?
Kanpai.
Kanpai.
Means,
When we go, cheers.
Cheers. Kanpai means dry your cup.
Kanpai.
Oh, Massey, what have we got?
This is octopus,
Huh?
and this is the fish egg.
What's in the shell?
Huh?
This one.
This little fella here.
It's I forgot the name of it, but you kind of have
It looks like a snail, but
So,
No, it's not snail.
it's not a snail.
It's you have to kind of like that. There you go.
here it is.
I don't know if I can.
You don't want to cut it, you know.
I don't know if I can do it. Last time I tried to eat a snail, I threw
It's not
up.
snail.
It's not snail.
What do you call it? It's just like
It looks like
seashell.
one.
It's a shell. It's it lives in the ocean.
Is it a sea snail?
It's not snail. It doesn't have eyes or like.
Okay.
It just what do you call it?
Like shellfish.
Yeah, some sort of shell. Okay.
Yeah.
We talked a little before about how the Yakuza offer protection.
クリーンをアピールしなければいけない。政治家さんだったり、会社の経営者さんだったりっていうのは、もしくはその商売とか政治とか自分のそのイデオロギーに支障が出る、妨げる人間を消去する、粛清するというのが守ることですね。
When you say eliminate, what do you mean by that?
殺しだったり、その人間をこう相手が捕まるように企てたり。
Yakuza criminal activities are believed to include drug trafficking, human trafficking, extortion, racketeering, fraud, gambling, loan sharking. Basically, if it's illegal, you can probably add it to the list. They're deeply ingrained in the country's politics and hold key positions in some of Japan's biggest businesses.
Did you participate in that behavior?
あります。
Can I ask, have you ever had to kill anybody?
多々ありますね。
Yes, a lot.
How does that affect you as a person? Has that left a mark on you?
その道に入ってしまうと、やっぱり悪魔の道に入ってしまうのと同じだから、
Do you regret that time?
私はメンタルが鋼だからないですね。やっぱり私がヤクザやったり、いろんな敵を作ったことによって、私じゃなく弱い者だったり家族だったりっていう人に危害は加わりました。
Okay.
自分の行動というのは自分にしっかりとした 100% の正義とイデオロギーがあるんですよ。人を傷つけることにしても、人をもちろん守ることにしても、ヤクザは職業じゃなくて生き方なんで。
But you're not having to eliminate people anymore, I'm assuming.
何か目的、ミッションがあるんであれば、それを妨げる人がいれば ヤクザじゃなくなっヤクザというカテゴリーじゃなくなったスイッチのオンオフの入れ方を自分で分かってます。だからオンはオフしかないからアバウトがないですよ。それは私が培ってきた経験と判断です。簡単に言うと価値観。それを私は信じてますから自分を。
After what you've said today, what you've told us, I think there are a lot of people who would say you are a psychopath or a sociopath. And how would you respond to that?
バイオレンスとか憧れる時ってみんなあると思うんですけど、年を重ねていくのにいろんな事件とかいろんな知り合いに会ってので、俺が一番人間味があって、だから私以外の方がサイコパスだなと感じます。
So, like, at the heart of how you differ from other people is this thing about honesty. Is that what you mean? It's kind of like that's the core
value.
Value, yeah.
可愛く言うと、男の子が子供のままそのまま大人になったって感じですか。
A child lives without a concept of consequences.
そうです。
Yes.
その通りです。
That's right.
A lot of people might, you from the outside, you sort of assume that people who have lived a life like this might have regrets and be ashamed of things they've done. I guess that's not the case here, is there?
ヤクザのあり方が時代とともに形が違く悪くなったんですよ。昔はヤクザと聞いても守ってくれる、心強い人、存在ってなってたのに、それがどんどん弱い者いじめをするような存在になったから、私はそういうふうに生きてないから怖い思いもさせないし。
One of the most extreme Yakuza practices is yubitsume, or finger cutting, which is done to atone for mistakes or actions, their own or somebody else's.
You said earlier about you had to cut off your own finger to save your brother. Could we see? Yeah. It looks so real.
日本語にしか見えないんですけど。
And then it comes off. It goes.
How does that happen? How did you do it?
足と足でこう挟んで、包丁を足と足で挟んで、でガラスのクリスタルの灰皿で指を2回。
Twice. On the same day?
21の時と22の時です。
Wow.
でもショッキングなんですね、こういうの。
Incredibly shocking.
Yeah.
チョイスとしてやりました。やらされることは一番嫌うので、言われたらなおさらやりたくなくなっちゃう性格です。
At this point, with our appetites ruined, Mr. Hashimoto offers to show us around his hometown area of Akihabara.
So, can you tell us a little bit about the area that we're in right now?
日本でいうとオタクという文化ですかね。一番有名なのは電気街、細かい電気とかパソコンとかデジタルの街でしょうね。
What does that mean, otaku culture?
オタクに日本語でオタクなんで意味で言うと、略語なんでしょうけど、造語ですよね、どちらかというと、オタクっていうのは。オタクって家に閉じこもって出てこない人たち。日本語で言うと自宅のことを家のことを自宅って言うんですよ。だから家から出ない人たちというインドアな人たちを造語でオタクにしたんでしょうね。
How did you get into the Yakuza?
ただオーソドックスに言うとヤクザになる人のきっかけって子供の頃から家庭環境が複雑だったり 親に恵まれてなかったり、家庭の環境じゃなくて、その個人の若かりし頃からの何か人生の紆余曲折、私は自分後者の方ですね。後者の方で、自分がこの世に生まれてきた意味って何だろう、生まれてきてしまって親に申し訳ないなと思ったことでしょうね。
Are there women in the Yakuza?
ありません。
No.
例外としては、ヤクザを旦那さんに持つ女性が、旦那さんが失敗をして刑務所に入った、もしくは旦那さんが薬物関係だとかお金関係で失敗してから先に逃げてしまった。でも奥さんが残って、その旦那さん、好きになった旦那さんのために指を詰めて責任を取るとか、自分で死ぬという女性はいます。
So sometimes women have to step up to her husband's responsibilities.
そうですね。そういう心意気がある女性もたくさんいます。
Sometimes, I know, women can be scarier than men.
たまにじゃないですよ。年を重ねれば重ねるほどに男は女には勝てないなと思いますよ。
A man, they'll hit. A woman will break you psychologically.
ヤクザじゃなくても、強い怖いと言われるヤクザでも、自分の好きになった男と女の人が、好きになった男の人と女の人が一緒に、じゃあ殺し合いますかって言った時に、どっちが長い包丁を持ってどっちが先に刺すかは大体わかります。
Is it dangerous to talk about Yakuza loudly on the streets?
全然危なくないです。警察と元同じ同業だったヤクザで言うんであれば、警察は後で説明しますが見張られてます、常に。もう一つはヤクザというカテゴリーの中で、私が今は現役じゃない、ヤクザの現役じゃないのに、問題ないというよりも心配してない。来るなら来いと思ってるから。
That doesn't scare you?
死ぬ時はみんな死ぬでしょう。明日の保証なんて誰もないからですね。
Death is inevitable, so there's no point being afraid of it.
そうですね。今私がこうやって立ってて撮影をしてるすると、やはりみんな見るんですよ。でもどこかのビルの上から私の頭を狙ってる人間なんている可能性の方が高いですよ。
You see a red dot?
これは本当にリアルな話ですから、それは本当に気をつけてほしい。でもそれが私の生き方だから、もしここで頭を打ち抜かれて2人の前で私がパタンとこのまま倒れたとしても、いい作品になるじゃないですか。
That's gonna win us an Emmy.
Chance to process the interview with Mr. Hashimoto overnight, Steve and I discuss our feelings about it.
I think both of us have sort of maybe struggled with the idea of the legitimacy of it.
Why do you say that?
Because of how incredibly brazen he was about some incredibly atrocious things. Like he was saying that he'd killed people, that he'd mutilated people, that he'd done things to himself to save other people. It was so far-fetched and it was so... and on such a public forum, it didn't really seem to make any sense.
I had some messages from Massey this morning since we did. So there's something obviously happened with him and the interpreter overnight. I think he feels that there's been some disrespect from the interpreter.
But from us, have we done
no,
something
not from
wrong?
us, but from the interpreter. He thinks the interpreter may have disrespected him by not asking him if there's any guarantee about what should be used before the interview. So he asked if we don't use anything. we've cancelled the whole video.
So basically,
Respect
he wants to sign off on what's going to be shown and what's not, and he didn't.
It's not even that. It's not even that. I think he just wants the sort of the power to have been asked beforehand. So that's obviously frustrating. I did speak to the interpreter after that. And I didn't tell you this, but do you know what he said to me? He said, I think he wants me to send him my finger.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He said that to me. He said to me on the phone.
Did Natasha Mehta say that in so many words, or was it just implied?
He didn't. No, he didn't say. He didn't ask for it. That's just what the interpreter said to me. He said, I think he wants me to send him my little finger. I think he said, I think he'll appreciate if I did.
He didn't.
And I laughed. I said, what? No. And he was serious. He said, no, seriously, I think that's what he wants me to do. I think he would appreciate that if I did that. And then I said, are you going to do that? And he said, no, of course not. I'm not going to do that. That's not me. I'm not part of that. But that is incredible, isn't it? I wasn't sure whether I should tell you that.
No.
He genuinely said that. He's not going to do it. I thought he was joking.
I mean, it does totally dispel any doubts I might have.
Totally.
Oh my God.
That's the world we're glimpsing. We've opened the window on here. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's unlike anything. That's mad. Oh my gosh.
Eager to put our Yakuza interaction behind us, we're off to explore the nighttime entertainment business in Japan, known locally as Mitsu Shobai. This phrase literally means water business and was first used for bathhouses offering sexual services, but these days has taken on a broader, tamer meaning.
So this used to be an area that was quite dangerous, had a lot of crime, and now it's like party haven.
And it's always busy like this.
It's always like every night?
Yeah. Because this town never sleeps. And this is the world famous gate right here. It's called Kabukicho Ichibangai.
What does it mean?
It means like First Street. First Street, Central Street, Sakura Street, something like that. All the street has names.
What's down this street?
Anything. Restaurant, bars, massage parlors, gambling place, anything.
One of the most uniquely Japanese experiences you can find is a hostess bar, also known as a girls' bar.
Girls' bar, Milky.
Yep.
Yeah, look, it's like hostess bars.
Girls' bar means like all the girls are running behind of the counter. They can never sit right next to you.
Yeah, so okay, tell me about this rule that when you enter in this pub, you're not allowed to sit directly next to a girl.
If you do, it's against the rule.
You're not allowed to touch?
You're not allowed to touch.
Okay.
You can just talk.
Do you have to pay to talk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to pay to sit down, and eventually, girls gonna ask you if they can have a drink.
How much does it cost to talk to a girl?
60 minutes, it's like 5,000 yen.
What?
Yeah.
It's like 30 quid.
It's the non-sexual thing.
No, non-sexual at all. But they dress kind of sexy though.
Yeah. I know, like, there is no physical intimacy,
No.
does the conversation turn sexual?
Right.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of it then?
They just want to have fun, party, drink, and get drunk to go to the next place. So you don't want to go to the club sober, right? So you go to girls' bars and get drunk and like then kind of walk out to the street.
You're sort of paying for someone to show interest in you.
Okay.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
All these lines, there's like lines of girls here.
Those are girls' bar. Everything.
Every single one of these is
Yeah.
a bar.
Yep.
Oh my god, there's hundreds.
It says like 40 minutes for 1,000 yen.
Massey takes us to a part of the city known as Toyoko Kids, a mix of permanent runaways and youngsters from the countryside looking for community.
Right there, you see them? Some of them, they're like sleeping on the floor.
This kid's sleeping rough. Like there's like a girl dressed up as a maid there just hanging out on the floor. Is she gonna be looking, I mean, are those people covering their faces? Yeah.
So tell us, or ask Massey, what these work with?
Who are they? They're homeless kids who have come from the countryside. Okay.
And they're just looking for the companies, like friends to hang out with.
And are they looking for money as well, I assume? And does that come in the form of sex work primarily?
Yeah. And they were known as it. And I think some of the girls are standing outside other place.
Say it like it's the most normal.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a known fact. It's kids. What age are we talking here?
Oh, you could say like 14 to 18. You could be any age. Doesn't matter. It's almost like Akihabara. Anyone can be accepted in this town. So you can be homeless. You can be hooker. You can be a gambler. You can be a Yakuza. Doesn't matter. You can be here.
They're coming here to sell, to make money in any means, basically.
Right. Maybe that's not their purpose, but they kind of feel accepted, right?
Yeah.
Because even if the money included, somebody wants you.
Shock about their drug use and behaviour in tourist areas have meant more attention on the group in recent months, leading to government crackdowns.
I think it's really hard to balance like emotional and physical boundaries with the lifestyle.
You see two girls in front?
Yeah.
I think those are the girls. And these guys are the people who are looking for girls to pick up.
Yeah.
So this is where you come.
Yep. See, every like 20 meters they stand. They don't interrupt.
This is my incredible naivety. To me, this. I was just waiting for a friend to turn up on the phone. But,
Oh, there are so many girls right there.
and is it because it's this road?
Yeah, it's incredible that those are the regular girls, not the professional hookers or something.
Yeah.
But they kind of try to make money, almost like working in a McDonald's.
I mean,
Let's go this way.
I wonder how many of these girls are actually doing this by choice and not by pure necessity.
Are they working for themselves? Or do
Yeah.
they work for someone else?
No, they just work for themselves. And how they spend their money is 90% going into the house club.
Right.
Yeah. So all the guys working in the night industry almost forcing them to work in the street.
Host clubs are the equivalent of hostess bars, but they typically serve female customers. And sadly, in their quest for social acceptance and a place to belong, these impressionable girls become addicted to the attention they pay for in these clubs.
So they become attached to these men.
That's
that
right.
They're paying for.
That's right.
And then to keep funding that, they sell their body.
Yep.
I mean, that is
So it's
extreme. So is this like it's a loneliness thing?
loneliness.
These girls-
Yeah, nobody knows each other, right? So you're lonely practically. And to fulfill that loneliness, we pay money to spend the time inside of bars. And It doesn't necessarily include any sexual services. Like I said, still they kind of feel accepted.
They have
right?
a connection of some kind of human connection, which is what they're craving in a big way.
Massi used to work in a supper club. His job was to inflate customers' egos and provide fake love.
In these, what's the aim? What are the staff looking to do?
Two things. One is money. The other one is the ranking. Yeah. If you're a top-ranked host, you get so much money and fame at the same time. Hostess as well. So your value and the status is only measured by money or how much money you brought to the store.
Quite a sort of fake place.
It is. It's such a fake place. It's almost like drugs, because it's almost same substance as what the brain produces, right? Like serotonin or dopamine or endorphin. Once you take it, you get addicted to it, and you can live without it. Even the fake love, if you take it too much, you cannot get out of it. You gonna have to live with it. And if somebody take it away from you, you will do anything to get it back. So it's kind of scary.
And that explains the girls then, which are willing to sell their bodies, essentially,
Yep.
to then buy back into this game.
Because they feel loved inside of the host club, and she wants to buy it back to feel loved again, right?
So their like drug addiction is to love.
I think so. That's what I think. Yeah, because if you're a drug addict, you will do the same thing.
All these girls sit on the street. There's no one dressed just normally. And doesn't need to be normal in the way that, you know, that I'm dressed. I mean, normally in the way that maybe you're just dressed for a night out. They are all in costume, sort of in cosplay, presenting something very specific.
And clearly the normal dress has no appeal.
No, because no one really seems to be fetishizing just kind of being your average person. That doesn't seem to have a lot of appeal here.
You don't see the guys on the side of the street. They're not, you know, dressed up and visibly aiming to appeal to their audience.
No, it's weird. But there are lots of posters of the guys, but they're not out on the street getting people to come in. It's almost like they're of slightly higher status. I mean, I could be wildly wrong that men aren't required to do the same kind of work that women are.
Elusive goal. Gender equality is constantly making headlines in Japan, and always for the wrong reasons. The country faces many challenges when it comes to attitudes towards women. It ranks 116th out of 146 in the Gender Gap Index. It has the 6th lowest score for the number of women in the workplace. And 1 in 4 women have experienced violence or abuse from their spouses. Alarmingly, many believe themes of misogyny are reflected in the country's beloved manga and anime, with a visible disparity between the ways male and female characters are portrayed.
What do you think of this?
Such a huge sexualization around women. Like, there are all these series that, there are these, all the women are sort of dressed in a very specific way and all have enormous boobs and are very, very sexualized.
And the guys next to them.
And the guys next to them are just kind of just doing the damn thing.
These are toys.
Yeah, they're toys. They're toys. It's like going, that's a toy. That I would consider that a toy. That I would consider a toy. That I would consider a toy. That is something that you'd like someone starting university would have on their windowsill. Like, but they're in the same lineup. And then there's this. This is very famous stuff. And yet the women are still being grandly sexualized. And it's not hidden. There's no one going, and there's no one going, that's weird.
It's a normalization of erotica,
Yeah.
isn't it? That's what it is.
Totally.
It's just completely accepted, completely normal to see it
Totally.
in everyday society.
Studies have highlighted a number of sexist themes common in mainstream comics today. Examples include over-sexualized underage female characters, career-obsessed female villains, and sexual assault scenes portrayed as acceptable expressions of love.
Even like with these like figurines, like you can see their skirts are blowing up, you know.
There's a sort of tease, isn't there? There's like a suggestion of.
And there's also an innocence surrounding it, which I think is the thing. That there is a sort of fascination surrounding innocence and maybe virginity and youth and purity.
You're sort of sexualizing sort of someone who's
Yeah.
maybe is supposed to be older, but is actually made to look younger.
The lines are really, really blurred. Maybe that's what sort of causes me to feel just a little bit icky.
Yeah.
But it's really difficult because technically there's nothing wrong, you know. It's not
But
so
that's the
explicit.
thing. They clearly don't think there's anything wrong. They're
No.
willing to.
Should we head down?
For them, it's normalized.
Japanese manga and anime is a huge cultural industry worth over $19 billion per year. But some comics are shocking, featuring children in sexually explicit scenarios. At the extreme end of this is lolicon, short for Lolita Complex, the name for manga featuring underage girls engaged in sexually explicit scenarios. It can involve incest, rape, and other crimes. Although it's only a small part of the wider manga industry, the acceptance of such controversial material only strengthens an argument that Japan takes a lax approach to many forms of child abuse. Only in 2014 did Japan's parliament succumb to international pressure and vote to ban the possession of real images of child sexual abuse. The UK and the US banned it in 1978. But revealing just how far they have to go, at the same time, there were calls to outlaw virtual, sexually explicit images of characters who appear to be under the age of 18. This step was rejected by Parliament. With vast sums of money at stake, one explanation could be that legislators are reluctant to put huge numbers of comic book fans on the wrong side of the law. Along with anime and manga, Japan is famous all around the world for fame, or more precisely, helping people find it.
So what should I refer to you as?
My name's Ladybeard, so you can refer to me as Ladybeard.
Ladybeard is a cross-dressing wrestler / thrash metal singer / martial arts stuntman from Australia who moved to Japan for exactly this reason.
Japanese call me Bia-chan, which is the way that you make a nickname. I just say good evening, it's not even the evening. That's how you make a nickname in Japanese. So chan is a suffix which means like little miss. And then Bia is the beard from Ladybeard. So Bia-chan.
Bia-chan. I'm going to call you Ladybeard because
Please
I don't want
call
to
me Ladybeard.
butcher the language, which I've already done so
You can just call me
much of.
Beard. Like Beard. That's good.
Oi!
Oh, Beard. That's how we do it in my country.
Ladybeard's been in Japan for 11 years and has become famous as being the leader of the Japanese idol group Babybeard.
Was it quite a meteoric rise to success in Japan?
Yeah, it was. When it happened, it happened quite suddenly. So, and after I did my first tour, I had to wait 2 years before I could actually move here. So I had to keep reminding myself every day, just remember what the tour was like, just remember it's gonna work, because the memories fade over time. And also, no one else around you saw that. So they're going, are you sure this cross-dressing thing is the way to do this?
Why does it work in Japan? Like, what is it about Japan that...
Well, the Japanese are a unique bunch, aren't they? If you're a Japanese person, you are expected to live the Japanese way. So there's a set way you must behave on all things. The way you communicate with people, the way you move through life in things like school and the workplace, series of unspoken rules which must be adhered to.
Okay.
And if you are to not follow those rules, then that's, you know, that's un-Japanese. Now you're behaving like a foreigner, and that's antithetical to the Japanese sense of national identity, right? And they're very strong on their national identity. So this is why they love the crazy and the wacky, because when things are outside those rule sets, it gives them an opportunity to go, ah, you know what I mean?
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Adhering to something that is a very rigorous way of life to then have the opportunity for a breath of fresh air, or just like a wild step into the like slight unknown. Or
the other thing as well, we're getting a little bit deep. There's not religion in Japan in the same way that there is in the Western world. Shinto isn't a religion in the same way that Christianity or Buddhism or Islam are, right? So in Japan they have the oshi culture, like someone you're a fan of, that you almost dedicate your life to supporting that person, right?
in like a sort of hero worship way. And
that's
like,
exactly right.
Okay.
And I think that culture kind of replaces the role of religion in people's lives a lot of the time.
Do you think that's maybe why, you know, people who aren't necessarily Japanese come here and make it really big?
I think 100%. Everyone fantasizes about being outside the rule set. Everyone just so desperately wants to just throw off the rules.
In 2018, Ladybeard and a host of other Western hopefuls appeared in a documentary called Big in Japan. The phenomenon of being big in Japan dates back to when Japanese record buyers were condescendingly regarded as kooky and unrefined, prone to aiming their fondness for Western culture at the wrong targets. Take Irish band The Nolans. Virtually unknown in North America, but they sold over 12 million records in Japan, outselling the Beatles, Michael Jackson, Adele, and Ed Sheeran combined.
Is it the case that some people, and yourself, maybe it wouldn't work elsewhere? It has to be Japan, isn't it?
It would have to start in Japan. For me, I knew if I just got a pop in Japan, I could leverage that into the rest of the world. But yeah, it would have to start in Japan. I mean, like, you know, I'm in this pop group Babybeard, me and two Japanese girls in their 20s. So, but at home, I'd been a hairy, middle-aged dude putting on a skirt with a pair of teenage girls. No way, right? But in Japan, throw in the foreigner factor, throw in the foreigner cross-dresser and the whole, wow, hilarious character, and then put me with two teenage girls. Now it's all, woo! You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now it's exciting, and like we said, it's like the sense of like anarchy.
Yeah, exactly. It's a matchup that makes no sense.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so engaging and interesting. I'm blurring and breaking all of the rules.
Yes.
Because on many levels, I'm behaving the way that you're not supposed to behave.
But which is the thing that makes you so appealing.
Exactly right. That's it.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what allows Japanese people to embrace me.
Japanese identity is also heavily associated with scientific and tech advancements, going all the way back to the Meiji period in the mid-19th century. But the country's rapid technological development only truly kicked on after World War II and was vital to the country's economic recovery. By the 1980s, it had become the second largest economy in the world. Japan was the global leader in electronics, communications, biomedical research, and video games. Many technologies that were the building blocks of today's digital world. And one area that's a particular source of pride for the Japanese is robotics. Japan employs the most robot workers around the globe. Due in large part to the culture of lifetime employment and an aversion to the dirty work or factory labour. And while we're here, we've dreamed up our own way of putting the whole of Japan to the tech test by trying out a robot hotel.
I feel a bit nervous. Oh my God, Steve.
Henna hotels were, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, the world's first robot hotels.
English? Okay, checking by QR code, okay. Steve?
Yeah?
You know that thing where, you know when you walk around with the Mona Lisa and the Mona Lisa's eyes never leave you? She's not looking at me right now. Oh, she's about to,
Giving you the old eyeball.
Please check your credit card for an ID.
The lips aren't moving. Go through some standard hotel gripes.
My room is on fire. The bath is overflowing.
Just smiling at you. I'll keep going. What else have we got?
There's a dead body on the bed. Oh, shot first.
Netflix, remember?
Yeah. I can't get Amazon Prime. She's looking directly in my eyes like she hates me.
Maybe she knows they're not real.
The water isn't working.
Dead behind the eyes.
They don't answer you back.
They don't answer you back.
We say hello every time we go,
Dude.
they never answer. They're so rude.
Just not into it.
I'll try one more. What was the real complaint?
The lights aren't working in my room.
This is the height of technology.
Do you have a therapist on site?
You're a good listener.
I have anxiety. No, nothing. No care for mental health whatsoever.
So robot hotel with a human. I consider that a fail.
Because someone's got to restock the biscuits.
Robots, mate. Should be robots. Remember?
7:10. Okay. Well, I don't have my own little private robot. For a robot hotel, I expected maybe more robots.
I think they're really freaky.
They're really freaky. They really I don't like Madame Tussauds at the best of times.
What will you do if you have a problem? I guess you have to just go down and speak to them. I hope you have something wrong. I hope you have a problem. I hope there's something you have to
I hope there's something.
interact them about. We've got a human lady as well, a cheating human lady, to, if anything does go wrong and the robots try and take over, she can...
The robots try and take over.
Well, you don't know, do you? Because if it was just robots, maybe that would be a bit too much. It looks like a fridge.
No, this is the clothes thing.
So what do you understand that you're doing now?
I don't know. What happens? That's for trousers, with easing ironing. But then you hang stuff up there. Does it clean it, or does it get the creases out? Removes odour from your clothes. Well, after the amount that I've been sweating, that could be quite useful. So you put clothes in, you press the button, and then it cleans them, I guess. So it must just be like a big steamer.
Yes, it is, yeah.
I don't think it's actually clean. It might be getting rid of smell.
I like that picture. Japanese art.
Well, frankly, I'm a bit underwhelmed by the level of tech in what's billed as a hotel with advanced technologies. I mean, all the creases have gone. But I put it in for a refresh smell thing. I like to make it smell really nice and fresh, and I'm not getting notes of that. I might try it with something else. And it isn't just robot hotels coming up short. There are plenty of other examples of Japanese tech that didn't quite fly. A TV-shaped radio that allowed users to feel like they were watching TV when they were in fact only listening to the radio. That didn't take off. Floor cleaning baby clothes. Tear prevention onion cutting glasses. A nail paint dryer. Air-conditioned shoes. A butter grater. And somewhat weirdly, a lap pillow. But this isn't just about a lack of innovation. Clues about Japan's tech stagnation can be found in the ways the country still relies on outdated devices. A 2022 official investigation found that floppy disks, CDs, and fax machines are the only means of managing and delivering many government services. I guess that explains quite a lot. I found much to like about Tokyo, and it surprised me in all the right ways.
How's your life in Japan? Are you enjoying it? How's your day going today, huh? Yeah, me too, mate.
In your opinion, what are the greatest things about Japan?
The people of Japan, of course, are absolutely wonderful. Very, very polite, very kind, very warm. And in terms of the place itself, incredibly safe, clean. Because of this rule set, everyone follows the rules.
I just had my final ramen of the season. And need to repack my suitcase and make sure that I am set up for a 15-hour flight tomorrow. Very tired and very hot. Looking forward to being a little bit cooler in London, for sure. Night.